Yeah, so Lee, we got some big news right off the bat, man. Right off
Yeah.
the bat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you share this, man. This is you.
I mean, look, the past couple of weeks, we've been going back and forth on the Ram news with Matt Stafford, right?
Yeah,
Big thing, right? Because one, there's a little bit of a disconnect between him and the team about his salary, and he has justification on his end. Rams have justification on their end. He is coming into the next season too low. We all can agree with that.
yeah, yeah.
25, $27 million compared to the top 10 quarterbacks that are, high income earners within the league. I think you're looking at 50 and above, right?
Right,
So
right, right.
he plays at a top 10 quarterback level.
Yeah,
So he comes back, he wants to get it renegotiated. Rams are not looking to do a long-term deal. Justifiably, he's 37.
right, right.
Rams, I think, I mean, not Rams, but Stafford, I think he wanted 2 to 3 years. I think Rams want to do it year to year. Now, we haven't seen exactly what the particulars are, but the news, as it was reported yesterday, is that the Rams and Stafford, they have come to terms. He's going to
Yes.
stay. He's not leaving.
Right,
Raiders were trying to get him. Giants were trying to get him, right? And it was really looking as if that movement was starting to take up.
right.
Brady, I believe, hosted him at his house, something to that effect,
Wow.
courting him, trying to get him.
Man, that's
Yeah,
big.
man,
Okay.
it was big. Brady, he's a minority owner for the Raiders, so
Right, right, right.
and to ingratiate himself and trying to get Matt to look, hey, this may be the spot for you. Then you got those jokers over there and with the Giants.
Boy, he dodged a bullet with that one.
Now the thing is, here's the thing. They were throwing a lot of money at him. What's been reported is that he's going to stay with the Rams
Yeah.
for less money.
Right, right.
And that it's understandable. That's justifiable. If you are, it's like you trying to court the prettiest girl right
Right,
in the room.
right.
You know what you look like,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she's not attracted to you. So what you got to do? You gotta floss her with the money.
You gotta do. Yes,
You
you
gotta
got.
floss her with the money, right?
That's right.
Giants, that's the Raiders,
Yeah,
right? Not attractive,
yeah,
right? Not a
yeah.
good spot.
Right.
So they tried to throw a lot of money at him.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Rams, different, got their stuff together,
Yeah.
right? And that's an attractive place to be. Therefore, they don't need to throw a lot of money. They have to make it respectable, right? They have to make sure that at least he's getting somewhere near where he's worth.
Right.
But that is also a place where he knows he can win,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
right? You can win there.
absolutely.
Therefore, I think, again, the terms have not all come into effect yet. We don't know exactly what the terms are.
Right.
My understanding is that he's coming in a little bit lower than what the Raiders and the Giants were offering him,
Yeah, yeah,
but he's able to stay there. They've able to come to an accord, and he's going to stay with the Rams. And again, that's going to be a place where he knows is tried and true. He can
yeah.
win there. So,
Absolutely, man.
yeah, as a fan, I'm excited. I
Yeah,
think I'm glad they were able to negotiate this and do it in a respectful. Yes, a little bit of it got out. The media was all in on it. I
right,
get it, but you didn't see any disparaging remarks from both sides.
right, right, right.
Cordial,
Yeah,
professional,
yeah,
and yeah, man, I'm glad he's back.
yeah. Hey,
Happy.
that's good, man, because
Yep.
he he dodged a bullet going to the Giants and the Raiders. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like you said, you reach a career, you reach a point in your career because he's got a Super Bowl, right? So you reach a point in your career where obviously, I've seen people say get the money, go for the money, but when you got a situation, just me, look at it from any corporate standpoint. You could jump to another job and get some more money, but is the continuity there? Is the management right? Is all of these things right? When you look at it, 37 years old, he's at that point. Your family, you uprooting your family again. The kids may be comfortable. There's a lot of factors that go into this,
Mhm.
and I think he definitely made the right decision because you guys are again right there as a team that can make a run again at a Super Bowl. And for I know they, like you said, you don't have all the details of what the contract look like, but even if it's a 2 year deal, you know, 37, 39, or year to year or whatever it is, I mean, I don't think you could get better than the situation.
Well, I mean, we talked about this with another player, right? And I know it's not apples to apples, but I want to try to make this comparison.
Yeah,
Matt Stafford, when you look at his career, He's been in the league, but 17 seasons now.
Oh,
He
yeah.
spent the majority of that with the Detroit Lions.
Detroit, yeah.
We understand his career there. He wasn't winning a lot of games, but he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
made a lot of money. So
Yeah.
in his situation, money is not really that high of a determining factor in making this type of a decision, as opposed to when we were talking last week about Zach Bond, right? The
Right.
line of the Eagles, where he's now in a position
So he
at
can make
age
some money.
27, 28 to finally make some money for the first time,
Right. Right.
where he's going to have to prioritize money over winning
Yeah.
more than likely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Stafford doesn't have to do that. He
Right.
can prioritize winning over money, but he still wants to be paid a respectable amount,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think he and the Rams are trying to get at. What does that look like? What is respectable? No, we can't break the bank for you like the Giants and the Raiders. We shouldn't have to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All things considered, your
Yeah.
track record, the amount of money that you've already made, what we offer you as an organization to increase your legacy as a player,
Right.
those teams can't do that,
Yeah.
right? So, like I said, I think they were able to come to a middle ground,
Yeah.
and probably sometime next week, hopefully as early as tomorrow, we'll see what the particulars are on the.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I'm just thought about something as you was talking. So hopefully, his wife and the and the organization have kind of patched it up, because I know she was kind of, she was going out on a limb there for a little bit.
But she always does that, and I think it's to a point where the round, like, look, whatever, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he has to check that, right? The
Yeah. Yeah.
organization can't really check it. He got to check that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, you ever listen to a podcast?
I never listened. I didn't even know she had a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She got a
A
podcast.
podcast. Okay.
I don't even want to get into some of the things she talked about, but like she covered one topic. This is some time ago. I think this was like mid last season or early last season,
Yeah.
where she was talking about some intimate details about what she did to get Stafford to commit to her while they were in college
What?
by her dating the backup quarterback for the University of Georgia.
No, man.
It's messy.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you.
Why are you gonna put that out there, man?
That's
Like, what?
yeah. Why are you gonna do it? This whole thing. Let me tell you, that's a whole nother thing, because I'm telling you,
Mm-mm.
these females,
Look,
they see these dudes from the day they step on campus, and they
yeah,
like, okay, this might be my ticket out. This might be my, So anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother subject right there, man.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not worth
I
it.
know. And yeah, that's big news, man. Big news, definitely for the Rams. I know, you guys, like you say, it's fine. You're happy to have some stability there. But again, at the quarterback position.
The thing is now that the dust has kind of settled off the season and the emotions have kind of leveled off, at least for
Yeah,
me as a fan, looking back at what the Rams did, seeing how dominant the Eagles were,
yeah,
because you
yeah,
guys were dominant.
yeah,
To know that we were the only team to actually give you guys a push,
yeah.
it gives me a lot of I have a lot of hope for next season to be able to build on top of that, to be kind of right up there with the Eagles in
Absolutely.
competition.
Yeah,
You guys, I think the Commanders are gonna,
yeah. Commander's gonna be there. Yeah,
yeah, they're gonna be
definitely.
there too, because they didn't really have a lot to work with outside of Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin.
Right,
So
right.
now they get to add additional pieces. So I think
Yeah,
they're gonna be a force. But
yeah,
just to know that we're there,
yeah.
and our defense is as young as it is, we can go into this draft and we don't have to draft not one single defensive blade.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't really see any holes in our defense other than the fact that now our rookies from last season, our second year players, they just need to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get a free agent piece on the secondary, but for the most part, we don't need to invest a high draft pick in the defense.
Yeah,
If we go into this draft in this offseason and we flip that offense the same way we did the defense,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm. Look, I'm a football fan. Everybody. I obviously Eagles. But I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
I just like to see good things happen. I like to see I like to see guys, get their contracts and and you move along and you win it. So it's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So all right. So the NFL draft going on right now. I was just looking at Mel Kiper's board,
What do you got?
and so all right, this is I know you kind of study some players and you look at players and stuff like that and that kind of thing. But I saw on Mel Kiper's board. Now I've seen this guy coming up often. Number one, he has Abdul Carter, Penn State outside linebacker. Now I hadn't seen him play, but I know the reason why I've heard about him is because he's a longtime Philadelphia Eagles fan. He actually he just took his dad, who's also an Eagles fan, to the Super Bowl. They watched the Super Bowl, but he said, I would love to go to the Eagles. However, whoever drafts me, he said, this will be my last time being an Eagles fan. You know, that hardcore of an Eagles fan.
Yep.
Once he gets drafted. So this was really the only thing I've heard of him. But I just started bubbling up in that Philadelphia community with Abdul Carter, man. They say this dude is a beast.
Yeah.
Like he's like an animal, man.
He's like a Micah Parsons 2.0, right?
Wow.
He's that athletic.
Yeah.
You know, Penn State is highly regarded as linebacker university.
Mm.
Linebacker U.
Yeah.
Got a lot of great linebackers that came out of that university.
Yeah. Yeah.
LeVar Arrington back in the day. I don't know if you remember him.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Old school guy, Jack Ham, right? He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Shane Conlon, Paul Palisky, right? A lot of guys came out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Micah Parsons being the most recent one,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So this guy coming out of that university, when you look at his skill set, he is a technician and
Mm.
has the athletic chops to boot, right? So he knows how to rush the quarterback. He understands blocking schemes to be able to get splits, get through the splits, get through the double teams, and he's a good assistant on the run defense as well.
Right. Right. Right.
When you look at his athletic grade compared to everybody else in the draft, he's number one.
Number one easily.
He's what you would call like the surefire, the sure bet guy.
Okay.
If you're drafting number one and you want to make sure you want to minimize risk as much as possible, he would be
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now he has Tennessee Titans picking him in the first round,
Mhm.
number one overall.
Yeah.
I know in weeks past this had kind of flip flop a little bit because they had Travis Hunter, up there before, and you know now I see Abdul come up. So at number two, Mel has Cam Ward, QB Miami, in the number two spot. So okay, so we got Shador Sanders, but you know, Cam Ward. What's your take on that? Because I mean, I thought Shador was going to go number two, and Cam, kind of dropped down. So Cleveland kind of looking at Cam, according to Mel.
It all depends on the fit,
Yeah,
right? You're looking at two guys, their skill sets are different. If I was analyzing them and I was looking at them just purely from playing the position, what their athletic traits are,
yeah.
Cam Ward is better. Hands
Okay,
down. Like to me, Cam Ward's is better.
okay,
And what I mean by that, let me rephrase that. He has the higher upside.
okay. I got
What
you.
does that mean? It means that he has the potential of increasing his worth, his athletic ability after being drafted,
Yeah, yeah.
and becoming a truly dynamic player within the NFL
Mm,
long term,
mm.
as opposed to Shador, where I think athletically he's already he's kind of
He kind of peaked. You think?
he's already peaked,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can't see him getting athletically better.
I got you. Okay.
For one,
Yeah,
his arm strength is average to
yeah,
good.
yeah,
He's highly accurate.
yeah, yeah,
Think Drew Brees, Chad Pennington, like those type of guys. Like he's highly accurate.
yeah, yeah,
He understands how to play the position, which you can't discount that whatsoever. He's smart. He's intelligent. He knows how to play the quarterback position,
yeah.
but it's still going to be a matter of the right team drafting him, giving him the right protection, putting him in the right offense so that
Mm,
he can maximize those traits.
right.
Whereas with Cam Ward, I feel like you can give him a little bit less and he
Yeah,
can still be effective as a quarterback because athletically he can get out of trouble. He has a cannon for an arm to get the ball downfield.
Yeah.
He is not as accurate as Shador,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that is something that you can work on. And his ability to read defenses and really understanding the blocking scheme, that would be something he would need to work on as well. So there are pros and cons on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why again it depends on your organization, the fit, the
Yeah.
coaching. Can they coach them up in those particular areas where they're deficient?
Right.
The only thing with Shador is that you can't coach up the athleticism.
Right.
You have to coach around it.
Right. Right.
Whereas with Cam, you can coach up his deficiencies. You can get
Right.
him to, understand concepts, blocking schemes, and defenses better. Like you can coach that stuff up.
Right. So let me ask you this, because I'm looking here and they have, so the Giants pick number 3 and they have the opportunity to get Shador here. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna skip over this for a second. Just bear with me. So they would Mel was saying they were gonna get Travis Hunter, but they dropped Shador down to number 6, which no. Actually, Mel dropped him down to number 7. So I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. Mel dropped him down to number 7, and then he has Ashton Genty at number 6, right? I think Shador is actually going to go number 6 to the Raiders. The reason why I say this is because Chip Kelly, I don't even like saying that name anyway, but for obvious reasons, but
So why?
is now the Raiders offensive coordinator, and I think he could get, with his kind of offense, he could kind of maneuver with Shador over number. They got Shador right now going number 7. Well, Mel has him going number 7 to the Jets. So I think he would come out better in that Raiders offense with a creative, kind of person like Chip Kelly, who could kind of move him around and that kind of thing, and use that and make something work for him and in that offensive coordinator role. That's what I'm thinking. But Mel has him going number 7 and has Ashton Genty number 6. Number 5, he has Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan, and then number 4, he has Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU, and number 3, Mel has Travis Hunter from Colorado. So it's a I don't know. Again, it depends on what these teams need. I think Shador could actually go as high as number 3, but do you pass up on Travis Hunter? What's your take there? I mean,
No. Travis Hunter, he's definitely a unicorn, right? For me, he's so athletic, smart.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It's another one of those fit
yeah.
uh,
The fit,
questions, right? Like, what are you going to do with him?
right?
He's saying that he wants to play both sides of the
Yeah,
loose
that's what he's
football.
saying. Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. I
yeah,
wouldn't recommend that he does it.
right,
This isn't college.
right,
He's
right.
a grown man you're going to be playing against,
Yeah,
and not to say that not to say that he's not tough enough. He's definitely tough enough, but there's a human element to this that you have to take into consideration that the longer you're on the field, the
yeah,
more you open up yourself to getting hit.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't care how big you are, I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how fast you are, it's gonna wear you down.
Right, 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 right.
So him doing that, I think, is going to decrease his longevity,
Mm-hmm.
his career.
Right.
And if I was his advisor, if I was his parent, whatever, I would just say, don't do it.
Right.
Pick a side,
Yeah, yeah,
concentrate on that side. You can
yeah.
dabble on the other side,
Right.
but don't. I don't know who you're trying to impress,
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
right? But it's long term.
Right.
Long term.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
And if you look at it, majority of DBs,
right.
they could probably be receivers, right?
Right.
The majority of DBs. I mean,
No,
some,
no, 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 no,
I mean, they
no,
got hands,
no, no,
right?
no, no.
Yeah. Some. Yeah. 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 Well, that's a whole other. Yeah.
I don't think you have a lot of wide receivers that can be DBs either,
No. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're backpedaling, and you have to react based off of someone who knows where they're going.
Where they're going. Yeah. Yeah.
That takes a very unique skill set to be able to do that effectively,
That's tough, man. You're right.
right?
That is
But Travis, and that's why Travis Hunter is so unique To
Mm.
be able to do both and to do it at such a high level,
Yeah.
that's special.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as a team, to be look what you're looking at Tennessee, you're looking at Cleveland, you're looking
Right.
at the Giants. Those are the top three.
Right.
And let's throw the Patriots in there, the top four.
Right. Right. Right.
All four of them could if all four of them could use Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
The four of them could pass up a quarterback
Yeah.
and use them and no one would bat an eye
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
he
Absolutely.
is also, if you're grading all of these players, you're looking at Abdul Carter,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And then Travis Hunter is right there below him.
Right. 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 Yeah.
And if you would ask me who's the third best player,
Yeah.
I would put Ashton Genty number three.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then you would have those quarterbacks underneath them.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. And again, it goes off of, I think, definitely need for these teams, and where these guys gonna fall.
Yeah.
And you could expect some trades to happen. You could expect something to go down maybe in this first round. But it looks like these teams here kind of locked into their spots with these players. But again, this is the draft. Anything could happen. Anything could happen in here. So I know you got. I want to hear your opinion on your guy, Mason Graham, defensive tackle for Michigan. Like, okay, so I know you're a Michigan fan,
Yeah.
and so what's your take on him? Like, I mean, so what? Talk to me a little bit about him.
Mason Graham, he was like the heart and soul of the defense,
Yeah,
right? Coming in last season, being on the defensive line, effective run stopper, right? Has really short, quick bursts to
yeah,
be able to at times threaten a rush to get to the quarterback as well.
yeah, yeah.
He's one of those guys where he anchors the whole line.
Mm,
He anchors the whole line, so you can move him around, not on the edges, but right within the interior of that line.
right.
And then he's the type of guy he can take on double blocks to free up a rusher in the back to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Sort of like what Haloti Nada was able to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Not as big or as strong as Haloti Nada. Haloti
Right.
Nada is like a physical specimen
Yeah.
we'll probably never see again,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he's that type of player. So yeah, I think when you talk about anchoring and building from inside out,
Mm-hmm.
which is what you should be doing on both the offensive defensive side of the
Yeah.
ball, he's the guy that you would want to start with when you want to say, hey, I need to revamp my line. I need someone to come in, anchor it, so now I can start putting in all of the other sexy players,
Right.
right?
Right.
Figuratively. And what I mean by that is the guys that can go ahead and make the big plays.
Right.
You're
Right. Right.
able to make the big plays because you got those guys in the middle doing all the dirty work, right?
Yeah.
Absorbing the majority of those blocks so
Yeah.
that they can free them up and get to the quarterback or get to the running back that's hitting the edges. So
Yeah. Okay.
he's that guy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I mean that's he seemed like. So how would you compare him to a Jalen Carter from the Eagles?
So they're the same build, right? He's
Okay.
just under 300 pounds. He's 6'3".
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter. No, Jalen Carter's man. Jalen Carter's a little bit bigger. Is Jalen Carter 300 pounds?
Yeah. He's
300 pounds,
yeah,
right?
300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's a little bit smaller, but he's strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's as athletically gifted as Jalen Carter,
Yeah.
but he's able to. I don't know. He's just able to take on those blockers and shed blocks when needed.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to finding someone also on the intelligence side to be able to recognize the blocking schemes, understanding what those old linemen are trying to do,
Right.
and on the defensive side, manipulate them in a way where either you're freeing yourself up to get to rush to hit that gap,
Right.
or two, shedding that absorbing that block to free somebody else up.
Yeah.
He's that guy you want as your centerpiece to be able to maneuver everything around. So,
Okay. Okay.
but your boy Carter,
Yeah.
he's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's a better player.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know. Jalen Carter, man. He's one of them. He's one of those generational kind of guys, sort of like your guy, who retired, Aaron Donald. Is one of them kind of guys, man. Like, motor just going, 100% all the time. So I got a surprise linebacker that actually I know that has the opportunity to get drafted, but I'm going to hold that one for a second.
Okay.
and it's a nice little story that I'm going to share. But I'm looking down through Mel's draft order here, and I'm trying to see here, some players that kind of stand out for me. And I'm going down a little bit. See here. Let's see who they have you guys. Mel has you guys, the Los Angeles Rams, picking up Josh Cornley Jr., offensive tackle from Oregon. And I remember us talking some time ago about, building in the trenches.
Right.
And really just that's where you got to build. And now with Matthew Stafford coming back and you shoring up getting that line kind of shored up. They say this guy. So here's what Mel says. He said, two projections of Cornley to the Rams. The logic I had last month still stands. Matthew Stafford needs solid protection at 37 years old, and Connolly gave up just 2 sacks over 3 seasons at Oregon. Arlec Jackson is a free agent, and Los Angeles could lean on Connolly's movement traits as a replacement. Of course, this could all change if the Rams move on, so which they're not. So, again, they said from Stafford and start paying closer attention to the quarterback class, which they're not. So anyway, that's besides the point at this point. But so did you think he could really, this guy, Josh Conley Jr., can step in? Arlec Jackson is a free agent if he decides to leave.
Well, I know the Rams were going to go. They were potentially going to go the offensive line route.
Yeah, yeah.
But as when the Matt Stafford news came out, the Arlec Jackson news came out as well.
Okay.
Right, so we signed him to a 3-year, $57 million deal.
Okay.
So
All right.
those terms came out. So we're good there.
Okay, y'all solid. Yeah.
Still doesn't mean that we're not going to probably look at an offensive lineman.
Right.
But now I don't think we're going to get one in the first round.
Yeah, you got
Right?
options now. Yeah, you got options.
But see, that Jalen Carter play, man, that still eats me up,
Yeah,
right?
that sack at the end.
He
Yeah,
came up the gut
came right.
and
Yeah,
he sacked Matt, and we had a guy wide open in the
yeah.
middle of the field.
Right.
If he had just a half a second more, that was a touchdown
Yeah.
in
So
that playoff game. So
yeah, that was critical.
I won't be surprised if the Rams draft someone.
Right.
And the interior line
Mm.
would probably be a guard, left
Yeah.
or right guard.
Yeah.
That I don't think, or maybe even a right tackle. So it's still possible we get him,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he plays the right side. Right? We may look at someone who plays more on the right side of the line than a left tackle, because now that we got Alaric back, he's definitely going to show up that left tackle position.
Yeah.
So they get someone to anchor the other side, because Havenstein, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to replace him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we got. I wanted to share something real quick with a linebacker, that I know, actually went to the school here in Locust Grove, Georgia, where my daughter graduated from.
Okay.
When he played football, at the school, this dude was just a phenom, man. I mean, he was the quarterback, he was the running back, he was everything. If he could have thrown the ball, run and catch it, and scored a touchdown, he would have did that. So he was a quarterback at this time, but he went to a camp when he left Strong Rock, and he went to Georgia Tech. So he played at Georgia Tech for a couple of years. He came in as a quarterback, but then was moved to linebacker. And I was like, wow. Because when I saw him when he came back on campus, I was like, man, so they move you to linebacker? And he was like, yeah, I got to get bigger, and and that kind of thing, and because he was a nice solid kid, but at the same time, for a quarterback, he was solid, sort of like that, sort of like a Cam Newton kind of build, big guy, right? And so, but then when I saw him as a linebacker and he came back the following year, this dude was huge. I don't know what they're feeding these kids, and man, I was like, good grief. I'm like, to go from where you were at quarterback. But anyway, I wanted to share. They have him projected to go in the 3rd round. Demetrius Knight Jr., the 2nd. He played at South Carolina this past year, and he played at Charlotte last year, and then before that played at Georgia Tech. And it's so refreshing to see this young man that actually was that was at the school, and now he has the opportunity they have him listed as the third top linebacker in this draft.
Going in the third round?
In the third round. Yeah. So they got him going in the third round, but they say he could improve his draft stock this weekend. So
He's at the combine?
he's at the combine.
Okay.
So you know what? I wanted to throw that in there because not only was he a local Georgia high school kid that I knew personally, that I know personally, but I just wanted to read something on him real quick. They say the South Carolina Gamecocks have a good number of players representing them at the NFL Combine this week. They are already starting to lock in their workout performances. On Thursday, defensive linemen and linebackers take the field to showcase their skill sets. Linebacker Demetrius Knight is already starting off his NFL Combine performance on Thursday. During his college career, Knight spent time at Georgia Tech, Charlotte, and South Carolina. During his final season in 2024, Knight finished with 82 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception. He played in all 13 games for the Gamecocks. Knight right now is projected as a third-round draft pick by most mock drafts, and he has the opportunity to shoot up the ranks even more this weekend. So look out for him, man. I think he might be a surprise pick for somebody. Just knowing him. Like I said, I don't do that much research on the college players, but because I knew him,
Yep.
it's just refreshing to see that he actually got the opportunity to get drafted, man. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats, right, from the combine.
Yeah, yeah,
So he ran a 4.5,
yeah. Okay, that's
40,
not bad.
right? Not bad, not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, 1.5, 10-yard splits.
Mm-hmm.
Vertical jump is 31.5.
Okay.
Broad jump is 9 feet 10 inches. The cone drill, I think that could be a little bit. He's a linebacker, so it really doesn't matter. It's a 7.1
Yeah.
cone. But his 10-yard his 20-yard shuttle is a 4.2, and he bench pressed 22 reps.
Mm.
So
Okay.
and they have him graded in comparison to all of the linebackers. Yeah, he grades number. Well, he's tied for 2.
Okay.
All right, so they have Jalen Walker out of
Yeah,
Georgia.
from Georgia. From Georgia. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
his grade, this is out of 10, right? And this is how they grade all of the players, right? So this isn't just categorized as a linebacker, but all of the players for your athletic score.
Right.
He's 6.45 is Jalen Walker,
Right.
and Demetrius Knight is tied for second with a 6.36. Yeah, not bad. So if he's second linebacker,
Yeah, why he dropping to the third round?
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think
He
he's
may
gonna
get
last.
picked in the second round.
He's gonna.
He
Yeah,
might get snagged in the second round for sure.
he's gonna last. He's not gonna last till the third round.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I hope the
That's good.
Eagles pick him up.
That's good.
I hope the Eagles pick him up. Pick up a nice linebacker, man.
No, knowing Howie, he can get Jalen Walker from Georgia. You
Yeah,
know Howie like them. Howie, he likes
oh,
those
he
big
like the
dogs.
Georgia boys
Like
now.
those
He
big
like the
dogs,
Georgia
man.
boys.
And
Yeah.
he from Florida, right? He
From
went to
Florida, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what he always get ribbed in
Florida.
you know,
I don't.
they say, like, why are Florida Gator picking all these Georgia boys?
I
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, there's no other choice. You want to win, man. No doubt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy, man. But yeah, yeah. I said, let me, just wanted to share that story there. That's a good one, a nice feel good story for him. So I'll be proud of him to, get drafted. That would be the first person that I knew that I've seen in high school that actually seen him play and know him at the school to be able to go into draft. So that's huge. And you know
Yep.
what I might do is if he does get drafted, I'm trying to get him on the podcast, man. Try and get him on the podcast. It'll be good to talk to him and just get him on the pod and see what see how that whole process was for him.
Yep. Yep. So you had the wide receivers. They ran their 40. I believe it was yesterday or today.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Got another wide receiver out of University of Texas running a 4.2. This guy Matthew Golden. He ran a
Yeah.
4.29, just under 4.3.
Grief.
Right, so you got a lot. You got some fast guys, man. You got like 3 guys who ran 4.3s and a bunch of 4.4s, man. It's a lot of speed out there.
It's a lot of speed. And you know what I heard? Someone said, I don't know who this was that was saying this, but they said the players that you're gonna get to say this draft is so loaded. The players that you're gonna get from 10 to 31, you can't miss.
No,
It's,
they're all
it's
the
like
same.
they're the same. Like you can't 10 to 31 is like you can't miss on these. It's so deep.
Right. And it's in the wide receiver, running back, linebacker, and I believe defensive lineman category. Those four position groups,
Yeah.
deep,
Wow.
real deep.
That's crazy. So that means not everybody's going to get drafted. So you're going to have some free agents out there. Some walk-ons.
Hmm.
After the draft, because there's going to be a ton of with that much people with that much talent. You know, I know you got 7 rounds, but with that much talent, man, ultimately there's going to be some people that's going to be left out. That may be some gems that
Exactly.
teams are going to pick up.
You're going to get a lot of undrafted free agents, I think, this season
Yeah,
who are going to end up being big contributors to their teams.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's huge. That's huge. So, yeah, man. So, um, draft wrapping this up. Trying to see like you know your projection. What would be your projection? We know what Mel say, but from you a draft kind of study guy. Who would be your number one pick? Like who like off the board? Who would you? I mean, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about from a team need or anything like that. I'm just talking about from your perspective. Who would be your number one pick?
Carter, Abdul Carter should be the number one pick.
Gotcha.
He should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's almost a can't miss.
Wow. Yeah.
And the way that these edges they affect the game nowadays,
Right.
that's a premium position to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he would be my guy.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee, they're going to go ahead and they're going to pick a quarterback,
Mm.
either Shador or Cam.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is they don't have the adequate coaching to be able to
Yeah.
maximize the quarterback
Yeah.
the way that they should.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's
that's the
going to end
thing.
up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna. Yeah. I don't.
They
It.
get these guys. These guys are supremely talented. They bring them in the organization. The organization is putrid at best.
Right. Right.
They rot away the talent. The
You
talent just,
expect them to perform. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like I said, I just started hearing about Carter and what he can do and impact he was making at Penn State. So it'll be interesting to see how this draft all shakes out in the rest of the weekend and what players go where and that kind of thing. So looking
Yeah.
forward to finish watching the draft and seeing what other stories come out of this.
What do you think Howie's going to do? What do you think the Eagles going to do this draft?
Right now, I think we're looking for an edge rusher, another edge, because if you do lose Sweat, right, which we're expected to lose Sweat. However, Sweat, there's been stories coming out that Sweat said he may try to work something, and I told boy, Howie is smart, Howie is a smart dude because let me tell you, okay, so Howie isn't saying anything, it's the whole Myles Garrett talk, right? Like Myles Garrett is coming to the Eagles and Myles Garrett this. However, the Browns just said, no, we're not trading him. That's it. But Myles Garrett came back. He told his agent, cut off all communication. We're not even talking to them no more. We're not even talking to them. So I don't care what they say, that we're not coming. And I found out something else. The general manager, is it the general manager? I need to look up who's the general manager of the Browns. However,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the general manager or he's high in the organization, for the draft and free agent. It might be the general manager. His twin brother is on the Eagles. Yeah.
What?
His twin brother is on the Eagles staff. So let me tell you, so it's something, I don't know. They say they not, but I know twin brothers and they talking. They are talking.
Something. If the Eagles end up with Myles Garrett, I want an NFL investigation to take for collusion. Like something has to go down because no, that can't
Oh
happen.
man.
That can't happen.
I would want that to happen, but you're gonna
What's the fun in that, Links?
no,
What's the fun in that?
this is the thing. This is the thing. You're gonna have to give up the house though, man. You're gonna have to give up maybe 2 first-round picks, like a first-round pick this year, first-round pick next year, maybe a fourth rounder, and then throw in another player, to get Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett is 29 years old. And, I know the last couple of seasons he's had 14 sacks back to back, performing really well. I'm kind of weary. You know why? You know why I'm weary? This reminds me of a Javon Curse. This reminds me of Javon Curse coming from
I
Tennessee
remember that. I
and
remember
coming to
that.
the Eagles, and this was supposed to. And Javon Curse was the freak, and he was gonna just, and all this, and that didn't pan out. That didn't pan out. So I don't know, man. I'm just saying I would love to have, but he's 29. What usually happens when this happens is he come over there, and then in the first 3 games he blow out a ACL, and then that's it. So I don't know, man. I don't know that I'm kind of a on the fence with this. I know people saying, if we get him, boom, boom, boom. But in my opinion, Howie is trying to do some reverse psychology on Sweat, so Sweat could say, "Man, these dudes already overlooking. Let me take a discount, and I'm coming back. I'm coming back, Howie." So we don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna go.
I didn't realize Garrett was 29. I thought it was a little bit young.
29. Yep.
I thought a little bit younger. You're right. That would be a little bit of a risk on your part
Yeah.
to mortgage the future, it seems like, in order to
Exactly.
get him when you don't really need to do that. You just
No.
want a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You just want a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So you don't really need to add a piece like that to get
Right.
you over the top. You're already on top.
Right. And you got some young edge rushers there already. I say go back to the draft, work your thing, or get another free agent that is lesser, because Bryce Huff, we brought Bryce Huff over from with the exchange with Hassan Reddick. We brought him over from the Jets. That dude ain't did nothing, and he already said he want to go. So that was a bust deal. But I say, find you an edge rusher somewhere, that is not Miles Garrett talent, but he can still put pressure on folks, and just get that. That's my opinion. I'm just weary of those kind of rushers coming over, and that age. That just puts me on edge.
Let me ask you this. Is Nolan Smith a full, is he a starter or is he a rotational player?
He's a rotational player, but he started coming on.
But that's the thing.
Yeah,
You got guys in the wing.
yeah. He waiting right there.
You have guys in the wing. You
Yeah,
don't you don't you don't need a Miles. You really
yeah.
don't need a Miles
That,
Garrett.
that that that's what I'm saying. I don't want to. When I saw what we would have to give up, 2 first rounders.
Don't make sense.
I don't know about that.
But
I just
29-year-old, like I get it, it's Miles Garrett, but not for a 29-year-old.
Right,
No.
right, right, right. People will think I'm crazy too, but I've seen it before, man. I've seen the story. Javon Curse was supposed to be. Don't get me wrong. He had some sacks and stuff like that, but it
Yeah,
wasn't like how they thought it was gonna be. And
yeah.
and I could see the same scenario playing out.
I remember when we traded for Jalen Ramsey, and
Yes, yes,
we gave up 2 first-round picks,
yes.
but Jalen was 25,
Yeah, that's true.
right? He
Yeah,
was young,
that's right.
and we got him as he was entering the prime of his career,
That's right. That's right.
right?
Yes,
Miles Garrett is already at the prime.
that's right.
He's now going to be he's going on the way down.
Right,
I'll
right,
see him getting much better than what he is already.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you on that. So yeah, man, we'll see what the Eagles do, what the Rams do. We'll see what some of these other teams do. We may have to have Doc back on. See what
ready.
what his thoughts are around the draft and that kind of thing. I'd be interested to see. And then also I want to follow back up with Doc off of the off of our conversation that we had when we were talking about the Super Bowl. I got a question for Doc that I want to ask him. So I want to get him back on, man. And
Just call me. I'm gonna call him right now after this, and yeah, we're gonna set some time up for this week.
yeah, let's get him back on so we could chat with him about that. See
Okay.
what's going on. Yeah, man. So
All right.
all right. So
We good?
yeah, we good, man.
All right, man.
All
So
right.
yeah, we'll link up.
Okay then.
All right.
Later.